going on, wonderful world of YouTube? It's your boy, OBG, aka Noah. I'm sitting here with Mitchell. Mitchell, how's it going?
It's going great. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bit by Bit.
Episode 2, baby!
Episode 2.
We're still here!
Yeah, we made it through the first one, which is exciting. Welcome back to your favorite show. Probably not, but the show where two ADHD-ridden idiots try and struggle through a podcast and live out their dream on the internet.
Amen, my friend. Amen. We're going to start off today with a little bit of news and then delve into a couple topics that we would like to discuss. Starting off, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. It's becoming Microsoft exclusive. Now, that doesn't include PC, obviously, but good for Microsoft, obviously, but I wish, PlayStation or, hell, even the Switch could get in on that because that game, its popularity is just absolutely exploding.
Now, when you say it's exclusive to Microsoft, does that mean Microsoft owns the internet?
I don't think they own the internet, but they could. If I know. I mean, I'm not in corporate shit.
I'm not into that corporate shit at all. But so I don't really know much about the game. I've seen a little bit of it. The test footage I've seen looks really great.
So I don't even know if they're gonna really do any. It's very bare bones, to say the least. It looks like it's in alpha, but I don't think anyone's bitching about it because it runs smoothly. But you basically can sum it up as the Hunger Games. It's literally that. It's just like 100 people fly into blank map area, and then as people gets killed, a circle comes in. If you're not in the circle, you slowly get hit. It's like it's King of the Hill essentially.
Yeah. Okay. So I've seen games similar, but they didn't look like they would run nearly as smooth as this one looks as if it's going. So that's really, really exciting to see that a big game like this is going to be able to come to console and run a massive, true massive multiplayer game is coming to console and looks like it'll run efficiently with that 4K technology.
That 4K technology, which they're absolutely not going to use with this game because for those that do, or actually play it, there's really not a lot of graphics, and if you turn down the graphics, it's just like there's really nothing to the game, which I hear is like one of the kind of issues with the game is for those that do turn down the graphics, like you can't. Other players don't know, obviously, and they'll be like hiding behind a bush, and there just won't be a bush there. And the guy's like, okay, cool, I'm just going to shoot at this guy laying on the ground. But I personally haven't played it yet. I would love to play it. Actually was considering getting it. I think it's free. As far as I know, I could be completely wrong. But actually today marks the day of the Steam Summer Sale. So everyone, break out your wallets. Gaben's coming to town. It's ready to spend all your money on Valve and all those other fantastic game developers that you love. Get out there. Spend all your money. This paycheck you get this next week, it goes directly to Steam.
Remember, if you pay Valve enough money, eventually they will make Half-Life 3 for you.
Half-Life. I've never played the other Half-Lives.
They are good. They are real good. But
moving on to the next
for later.
Yeah,
that applies to our topic later.
We can talk about that a little on. But moving on to the next little news update, Minecraft and Rocket League are going to become crossplay, and for those that don't know, that just means they're going to be cross-platform. So if I'm playing PC, I can be playing, Microsoft. And I think that's a great idea. I think they've done it with like 1 or 2 games in the past. But big games like Minecraft and Rocket League, this is going to be awesome. And just the idea of being able to meld the console wars together to kind of create a family for once. Yeah. It's kind of nice. And it's not going to be, people actually it probably will be. I can totally see that now. Now that I said it out loud, you're going to have the Xboxers versus the PCers and etc.
Yeah. Quick question. Is Minecraft, to me, it seems as if Minecraft is the video game version of a fidget spinner. It just seems like those with real poor taste are playing it still. Don't get me wrong. I love Minecraft.
Wow. Just going to make that statement like that?
I love Minecraft, but
people who play Minecraft have no taste. Hear it right here on Bit by Bit. From Booshki. I'll bleep out Mitch at the 4-ish minute mark. I'm going to write that down, 4-ish minutes.
Yeah, write down 4 to... Just cut out 4.5 minutes to 5. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Cross-platforming is really a thing that a lot of gamers have been asking for God, who fucking knows how long. Really since, the internet days began.
Oh, yeah.
I remember my brother playing... on his Xbox 360, and I had friends that, for some stupid reason, got a PS3,
That fucking you don't look at me like that. I was born a Sony baby, and I will stay a Sony baby.
Good for you. I'm proud. I've switched to Sony now, so I can't really say much. But
There you go.
I mean, cross-platform. I wish it was fully cross-platform and that Sony wasn't holding out, but they don't really have to make big leaps like this in their gaming. They're making money out the shit.
Well, that was the deal. Sony came out saying like the reason they're not doing cross-platform is because of the children, which is like they want to
Think of the children.
Think of the children, everybody. But like, really though, what's their? I just feel like even if it was just Minecraft and Rocket League, I don't see much, internet bullying happening on those two games.
You've never played Minecraft with me. I just get in there and just start, you goddamn money grubbing little piece of shit. Yeah, I start stabbing kids in the back, taking diamonds.
Oh, really?
It's bloody out there in the Minecraft streets, man.
I've never played Minecraft.
It is insanely fun, but you get bored of it quick and then come back to it later.
In all honesty, if it had it does have multiplayer. If I got in with like a bunch of friends and we did something, then I'd be way into it. But I could never just be like, all right, here's my sandbox. I'm gonna build this little, cube house and be
you can't just do that. It gets so boring.
But that being said, I fucking love Harvest Moon, so that kind of contradicted what I said.
Well, fair enough.
Back to the news, though.
So, Rocket League, that one's huge, though. I mean, Minecraft, sure, like that's fine. Billions of people, probably not billions. A lot of people play Minecraft and have always played Minecraft, and this whole cross-platforming won't really change that as much because, like, you can just as easily play a game like Minecraft on the controller as you can with a mouse and keyboard. But Rocket League, that's going to really change some things.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's people that still play with mouse and keyboard, and to me, I haven't really played enough Rocket League on PC to understand which one I would rather play with.
I think controller is going to be the better option for Rocket League personally. Yeah. I'm a proponent of, keyboard and mouse all the way, but with Rocket League, I think it's just going to feel much more, I don't know what's the word, like comfortable. It's going to feel right playing it with a controller.
Feel right, Brian. Feel right.
It's a Family Guy reference for you guys.
For everybody out there. Let's jump on to the next piece of news because I have nothing really left to say about.
All right. Well, the next bit we got here is that Nintendo. I'm sorry. Pokemon and Metroid Prime 4 were announced to be coming out in 2018 and beyond. So basically, that means we don't know when the hell this game's gonna come out.
Getting the Kingdom Hearts 3 treatment. Just announce it early, get the hype, and then just coast on that shit for years.
But really, though, I mean, in all honesty, I'm not too hung up about it. They just, brought out the new addition to Sun and Moon, which is gonna that's gonna keep people content. And now Pokemon's been delving into the iOS games. They just came out with some Magikarp game. I don't know if you've seen that. Magikarp Flop, something like that. But they're doing stuff to keep people happy, which I'm honestly okay with that. If they keep giving me little bits of Pokemon, even if it is an iOS game, I'm gonna be content, and I think it's gonna be worth the wait. I mean, let's be real. Any console RPG Pokemon game is going to be worth the wait.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would wait until goddamn 2025 if that's how long they really to get this game right. Because if they make it like we've seen with X and Y, Sun and Moon, and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon looks great in 3D. At least in my opinion. I love this 3D. A lot of people had some trouble, like, no, it's not the Pokemon I grew up with. Shut up. Just shut up.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Just shut your fucking... Like, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. The game plays the exact same. It just looks neater.
Yeah.
To some. Looks bad to others. But putting that on the Switch, I mean, that'll... a kind of game that can support a thing like Breath of the Wild, an incredibly massive, expansive game, like, they could put things into this game the likes of which we've never seen in a Pokemon, which is very, very exciting and really, really gets me pumped for the future. So, if it takes a while, it takes a while. Metroid Prime 4, as somebody who likes Metroid but hasn't really played enough of it, this doesn't really surprise me. I mean, all they really showed us was a picture of both of these games, but But, I mean, if you literally just throw up Metroid Prime 4 and the world freaks out and you say, all right, sounds good, they're on board, they're fine. Like, they have plenty of time. They don't need to worry about it.
You're right, though, but I think this is it's obviously not a complete game. They just kind of teased it, but it's a good marketing strategy on Nintendo's point, because 2017, it's been a good year for games so far. It's really loaded up with some awesome games. I mean, no matter what, people are going to end up playing this game when it comes out. But like I said earlier, they have the new Pokemon that's going to come out. They're going to make a stupid amount of money on that, and then they're just going to roll right into this new RPG if it ever comes out, or if it, gets that Kingdom Hearts 3 treatment. Kingdom Hearts 3. Where are you at? I've been holding on since, like, fucking 8th grade.
On the point of Kingdom Hearts 3, we didn't really touch on it as much in our E3 episode. It looks fantastic.
Did they make another... there was a video, wasn't there?
The video.
Yeah.
The look is different. And I'm all right with it. Like, the visuals alone. Right.
I'm personally holding out for a couple of throwbacks. I know they're putting in Tangled and Frozen, I believe.
Ooh.
Which is like, okay, it's a popular franchise, but I don't think that's what the gamers want, personally.
No.
I don't think anyone was crazy about Frozen. They're good movies, I'll say that. They're enjoyable movies to watch, but I'm really holding out for, like, the movies that went down the shitter in the beginning. So Atlantis and Treasure Planet were both two movies that... Treasure Planet's my favorite Disney movie, I'll just go ahead and say that. But they were great concepts, but they just failed. Atlantis, I think, like, the writing for it just, like, got thrown down the toilet when you get, like, halfway through. And then Treasure Planet came out when Harry Potter came out, and obviously Harry Potter destroyed it. But if Nintendo wants to, do a throwback to Treasure Planet or Atlantis, I'd be cool with that. Or with, what was it, Birth by Sleep? I think there was, like, they developed a Jungle Book level, but they never fleshed it out, and you could find it in the code. Honestly, it would be cool seeing a little Jungle Book in there.
I would.
The old Disney movies, I would love to see, which is like, they did that in the past, but like, go farther back. Go to the ones no one's expecting.
I agree with you. And you and I could obviously, and likely will, have an entire episode covering our speculations, our desires for, and once we get more content, what is actually going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. But for now, that leads pretty well into our topic of the day, which is, which franchises would we like to see come back?
And when we say that, we mean the ones that are just gone. Like, we haven't heard shit from them. It was just something we really, really want back from our life. Whether that's, childhood nostalgia or, like, a more recent franchise that's just kind of, like, abandoned ship. Mitchell, you want to go ahead and kick it off?
Yeah, to start it off, one that kind of breaks the norm a little bit from that description we just said. They have had a few more recent installments, but it's mainly that they've refused to give us a new one or give us any news on it. Just wanted to touch on quick is Animal Crossing.
Yeah, this is all you. Yeah. I've never played an Animal Crossing.
So Animal Crossing, for those of you who don't know, is a really, really fun game where you become the resident of a town where you're the only human for some strange reason, and all your neighbors are animals. Hence Animal Crossing. Crossing and there's animals. Well said. In the most recent one, you become the mayor. They added a lot of new gameplay, a lot of really fun stuff. They've added a lot of really cool new game mechanics to it, expanded it a lot in the games you can buy. There's new furniture, new clothes, new things to do, new animals to bring into your town. And they just did a really big update not a few months back where you can use amiibos and have them join your town, which is really neat. But the Switch seems to me like the perfect type of platform for it. This is the kind of game that has been both console and had people just dedicate hours of their lives into it that way, which I love to do. I binged me some Animal Crossing when I was younger on GameCube, on Wii, on every system I could get my hands on it with. But then the Switch is portable, and I've played all the Animal Crossings that are portable as well. It's the kind of game that you can throw hours into, or you can hop on for 5 minutes just to check up on the town that you've developed, see how everybody's doing, make sure everything's going fine. So it seems like it would be the perfect kind of game to bring to a console like the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, so far, they're begging for it. People are just out there rampaging in the streets. There's fires, folks. Fires and looted buildings over Animal Crossing.
Wasn't the most recent Animal Crossing game some sort of like Fortune Street-esque game, or like kind of like a Mario Party thing?
So it was something to that degree.
A lot of people were upset about it.
Yeah, so the whole point of Animal Crossing is that you can kind of do whatever you want, and you can explore your own town, and you can do a lot of things. You can fish, you can find fossils, you can plant trees, you can play hide and seek. There's so many different like dumb little games you can play in it that are so much fun.
It sounds like a life outside your life, kind of like a slice of life.
Yes, it's taking The Sims but a step further where you are the Sim. It's a really fun, unique spin on that type of genre. But the most new one, which is called Happy Home Academy or Happy House Academy, I can't remember. All you do is design homes for neighbors. You just go into the home and then you use the Wii U, which is the one I haven't played, and you just touch and place objects around the room. Which is
the one good use for the Wii U tablet.
The one good use that they found for a Wii U tablet. Arguably the most hated goddamn controller.
What was that? You said the Wii U? I don't even think it existed. I don't know what you're talking about personally.
I really wish it didn't. Honestly, like if they could have, Nintendo could have thrown out the Switch a couple of years back, God, they'd be destroying.
The only reason I was a fan of the Wii U, obviously, I was gonna play the new Smash when it came out, but it also, what is it called? Like it's the retro store. I don't know exactly. I just like
Virtual Console.
Yeah, the Virtual Console. I just like playing all the old game titles on there. In all honesty, if the Switch was just like, hey, we're gonna come out with like revamped Pikmin games or revamped Luigi's Mansions or just revamped GameCube games, if they started throwing that out, I would be all over.
They haven't announced their Virtual Console. They've hinted at it. Just Nintendo, it's coming. We all know it's coming. Just let the world have their Virtual Console.
We'll hold on. We'll hold our breath and see what happens. But now I'd like to move on.
Likely we'll die. I can't hold for too long.
That's a good point.
Yeah. All right, you're up next. What do you got?
All right. Well, now I'd like to move on to one of mine. This is personally, it's one of my favorite. I won't say it is my favorite. It's one of my favorite game. What are we calling this series? The fucking what are they called?
Dead franchise.
Franchises. That's the word I was looking for. Sly Cooper. Now, if you don't know, it's kind of like a sneaky platformer. It came in the early 2000s, I want to say, but from 1 was okay. They completely changed the formula in 2 and nailed it. Number 2 was fantastic, and as soon as they got that formula down, they just kind of rode with it. 2 came out, which was Band of Thieves, then it was 3. No, Band of Thieves was 3? Honor Among Thieves?
No,
Honor Among Thieves was 3, and then 4 was Thieves in Time, and everything was perfect in that game until they got to the end. And now I can't say anything because people haven't played it, and I don't want to drop massive spoilers. But that franchise was amazing. You haven't played Thieves in Time? It came out for the PS3 and the PS Vita, I believe. It was great. It was so good. I was so into this game, and then they just spread their stupid Sony butt cheeks and just laid a log on the franchise. I was so mad, and the way. This isn't really a spoiler, but once you beat the game, there's a cutscene that you can see if you beat the game like 3 to 5 more times. And I'm like, why would I play this 3 to 5 more times for like a short cutscene? And you can look it up; it's out on the internet. But personally, it was the biggest disappointment in a long time for me. And they teased that a game's gonna come out, but I think Thieves in Time was like, I want to say maybe senior year of high school, maybe like that kind of dates me, but fucking like maybe 4 years ago, something like that. And there has been nothing on Sly Cooper, at least that I know. Fucking
I haven't seen anything myself.
I think it's Sucker Punch did that game.
Yes.
If I'm correct, Sucker Punch, please. Yeah. I love your games. Bring back Sly Cooper. Don't let me down.
I think the studio may have gone out of business.
Who?
Sucker Punch.
Really?
I think.
No. Sorry, that just reminded me. They're making a Sly Cooper movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I hope they do that justice, because if they just kind
of
they shit on the game, let's not shit on the movie.
A whole nother topic for us to discuss one day is video games that have been turned into movies. And trust me,
fucking Ratchet and Clank.
We'll get into it. But yeah, no, oh man, as somebody who, I even loved Sly 1, which I know you did as well, but I mean, it, like you said, completely different formula, insanely different game. Some of the mechanics are, they're similar mechanics in some ways, but it's not mission-based exactly the same way. It's got a lot of weird mini-games that really just break the flow of the game.
You're still talking about 1, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it has the old Mario complex of 1 hit equals death, or get a power up and 2 hits equals death.
Well, when they originally made that game, they were very, very like, you need to sneak. Like, you're supposed to be you're a thief. You're not supposed to be a brute walking around whacking people, which I appreciated, like the 1 hit thing. And you could also pick up a lucky horseshoe, so you could have a second hit on you.
Or a golden horseshoe.
3. That's right. But I appreciated the 1 hit thing because it made you be sneaky. You had to think. You couldn't just brute force it. Now,
Number 2 comes in, breaks out the Murray.
Just
throwing down, dropping stone cold stunners and just chugging down those beers like the man himself. Austin 316.
No, it's not beers. It was lemonade.
It was lemonade.
And that was in the 3rd game, I believe. That's when after Murray had his spiritual quest and he had a guru. Now we're getting into spoilers. Okay, let's move on to the next game that we'd like to bring back. Mitchell.
I'm gonna go with an old classic, F-Zero. F-Zero is one of the most fun, different type.
Is that even F-Zero?
F-Zero is a very different type of racing game. It's insanely fast speeds. It's really goddamn fast. You hardly know what's going on. It's not your Mario Kart where you get your power-ups. It's not your Need for Speeds where for some odd reason now I'm being attacked by a police helicopter in the middle of a goddamn street race and I gotta avoid spike strips and landmines. I got landmines, and don't militarize the police in my game. But F-Zero, I believe they had a semi-recent game. I can't even remember when the last one came out. There was a similar title.
I'll say the last one I can remember was a GameCube title. I can't remember any recent F-Zeros.
I want to say there was one on the Wii or the Wii U, but if there was, I didn't play it and I didn't enjoy it. I don't think I would have enjoyed it if I did.
Personally, I believe there's an F-Zero arcade cabinet, or it could be something that's essentially ripping off F-Zero. F-Zero, the one I'm thinking of, was on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo F-Zero is fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I would love to get a Super Nintendo specifically for that game.
I mean,
just the music alone, the one I think I was singing. Was that F-Zero?
I think the F-Zero goes...
That's F-Zero too. Oh, that spike. I gotta fix that.
Spike in the audio. I hope he fixes that. If not, audience, I truly do apologize. But, yeah, Nintendo, like, I've said it before, I'll say it again, bring back those old IPs, man. It was the golden age of video games, man. Which some people argue we're in it now, but...
I disagree. Personally, I mean, not to harp on nostalgia, but just, like, PlayStation... N64, like, you know, all the old Nintendo systems, the original Xbox, these older systems, I think, people, they weren't afraid to step out the proverbial gap and be like, let's try something new. Like, they were throwing all this new shit out there, but now there's a lot of copying. They find the formula that works and they're rolling with it, which is fine, because in the end, they're making money. When they come out with the new... When they come out with the new Grand Theft Auto, they're going to make stupid amounts of money. They make over $1 million just in microtransactions from that game. So they're going to, you know, rip the same thing and come out with a new one, and it's going to be great. But I want something a little different. Like, I mean, just now, the platformers are starting to come back. I mean, it's not new, but I guess you can consider Shovel Knight kind of like a platformer.
Hell yeah.
They just came out with Yooka-Laylee, which Platonic, the ex-Rareware people made it, but I feel like it could have, you know, done a little bit better personally. I was super excited for it, but I've heard not the best, not the worst things about it, but I don't know. I just want original ideas coming out. And personally, all the indie companies are doing that, which is why I'm a huge supporter of indie, because they're coming out with shit that, the big companies aren't going to do. And they're fun. I mean, people are going to hate me for bringing it up, but Undertale, that exploded the internet. The internet lost their mind, and there's still people just losing their mind over this game. I didn't even play it. I enjoyed it, but that game in itself, for it's almost been I guess it's been more than a year since it's been out. But just something like that just makes people just lose. I mean, I know now it's kind of cool to hate on Undertale, but personally, I think that itself, the idea of Undertale and the different routes, and it's the first RPG where you can't kill anyone. That's awesome. Someone came up with that and was like, this is a good idea, and I'm gonna roll with it. And look how it turned out. It did fantastic. That's the last time we talk about Undertale. No more Undertale. Undertale's leaving the building.
It was a good game. But, you want to talk about ingenuity from a gaming company. You want to talk about the golden age of video games here, Noah.
I think I know
I'm talking the Kinect. I'm talking Star Wars Kinect.
No,
I'm talking PlayStation Move.
I want to do the funny Han Solo dance.
Yeah. Games are bad. And game companies are bad.
Oh, shit.
Which is why we have this topic. Bring back the IPs we love. I don't know.
Platformers. Bring them back.
What's the next one you want?
You know what? I think we both can talk about this one, because I know we both enjoyed the game, though you said you never played it before. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I would kill for some sort of sequel or spin-off of that game.
He says with only one other person in the room who now fears for his life.
Mitchell, how do you feel? How do you feel about Conker? Speak wisely.
I enjoy the hell out of it. As somebody who never personally played it but watched a lot of people play it, the humor is great. The gameplay looked solid. The character design and the dialogue in it, along with the writing, I guess, it was just phenomenal. I mean,
it didn't start off like that, right?
Yeah,
it started off as a kid's, I think, Game Boy game. It was. I can't think of the name. It was very, very it was actually
Conker's Good Fur Day.
No, it wasn't Good Fur Day. But I love the way that game went. It, like you said, I think the writing honestly is the best part about the game. I wasn't even crazy about the mechanics, just because Rare. They jumped all over the place, but it had that Rare polish that kind of made me want to keep playing. Yeah. But I honestly it kind of takes a lot for a game to just pull me into a story, let alone a comedic game to be here's this goofy story, and I'm way into this. But for those that have played the game, the story it goes all over the place. And then who was it? I think Microsoft came out with it. There's been 2 new Conker-ish games, and I say ish because they weren't really Conker. They made a VR really, really fucked up looking Conker. They just destroyed his character model, and it was a weird I don't know if you were playing catch with him or what it was in VR, but it was just god awful. And everyone who loved that game just was furious. And then it was some Microsoft game. I remember them teasing it. Oh, Project Spark. That's what it was. And you saw a bunch of animals running across the screen or whatever, and it's Project Spark, whatever. And okay, this looks cool. And then Conker runs out with a chainsaw. And
I did hear about
it. It was on JonTron. If you ever watch his channel, he did a video about it. And he cuts it in half, and he's it's been 10 years since I made a game. And you're just oh, yes, Conker, thank God. And he's guess we gotta make our own. And then everyone, if you watch the JonTron video, just starts laughing and hacking up blood and then just destroying his Xbox. Because Microsoft, why won't you give us what we want? No more Halo. Stop the Halo. I'm tired of Halo. Give me Conker. Give me Conker or give me death. Mitchell?
I think you're forgetting the little known sequel to Conker's Bad Fur Day, Bonker's Bad Perm Day. Where a clown named Bonkers goes out and gets a horrible haircut.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Don't you hate
It
on Conquer?
wasn't. It wasn't a very well received game.
It wasn't though, but it's so good. It's so good. I don't know why it wasn't
I
well
love
received.
Bonkers. It was a great one. But comedy games, I feel like don't get made as much. I mean, obviously, we already mentioned it. We won't mention it again. Undertale, great humor, loved it. But I mean, games that were based around essentially humor, Conker's Bad Fur Days, Secret of Monkey Island.
Oh yeah.
Couple other ones from that era.
The really old, the ones I think of are like, I think they were DOS games like Leisure Suit Larry. I don't know if you ever played them though, or like King's Quest. Those are really, really old games, but I guess you could say they kind of sprinkled in some whatchamacallit in there. Oh, fucking, what's the word? What fuck? I just
humor.
completely lost humor. Thank you. So you were typing and it distracted me. You typed in black. Why'd you type in black? Oh, you also typed in white. Why'd you type in black and white? You want to bring back that game?
So for those of you who don't know, if you didn't listen to the last one, I said that I never played Black and White 2 because I am not a fan of Race Wars, but what I am referring to here is actually a very little-known computer game that was entitled Black and White, where there's Black and White and then Black and White 2, which very, very hard to come by. Scoured the internet for them and have barely been able to find a single copy, let alone a single copy.
What's it for? What
PC.
Oh, it is
so
PC.
It was an old computer disc game. I don't believe it's on Steam. If it is, it's incredibly overpriced. But, you know, what are you going to do? But essentially the premise of the game is, sorry, zealots out there, but you play as a god.
Oh, cool.
So you play as a god,
Jesus.
and...
So don't bring up the Jews! Don't do it! Don't bring up the Jews!
We have to cut that part. Going back to what I was saying, but... yeah, you play as a god, and like you're the actual embodiment is like you're just a hand, and you can perform miracles like planting trees, giving food. You can pick up animals and slaughter them for your people, sacrifice them to get worship points. You have an avatar, which is represented as an anthropomorphized animal. My favorite was always this leopard. And, like, using strokes of the mouse, you actually make your animal fight other gods' animals to win. And if your animal wins, you get more belief from their people. If you perform miracles for their people, they start believing in you. You can eventually take over their entire town. And if you do that, you now become stronger, and your reign across this island that you're on grows bigger. Insanely fun game.
It sounds awesome. How old is this game?
Oh, old as it can be.
Really?
I mean,
is it like pair up with like Age of Empires-esque time?
Yeah.
Does it look like, it feels like it'd be like that kind of top-down Age of Empires perspective.
Top-down kind of Age of Empires. Imagine just slightly better than like a Roller Coaster Tycoon looking like graphics, like but put them on an island.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you've got that. It's really weird. I could show you screen caps and probably gameplay, but yeah, I think it's called Lionhead Studios. I believe they actually went bankrupt as well.
I remember them.
Yeah.
They may have worked on Populous. I don't know if you know that one.
I've heard of it. And
it was basically, it's kind of what you were saying. You were a shaman, or like a god, if you will. And you had a tiny village of people, and you just kind of built up your village, built up your shaman magic, and would have to go take out all the other shamans, and when you killed that shaman, you had to wipe out the rest of the village before the shaman would come back. Great game, super hard. My brother absolutely adores that game, but it's a difficult game. I'd have to put much more hours on it. And there's also, for those who know what Populous is or would like to give it a try, there's a free online version of it, so you don't have to buy the game anymore, and you can play with people online for those hardcore players. So go check Populous out. It's a great game.
Yeah. After he is sidetracked completely and gone off on his own rants.
Go back on Black and White.
Black and White, I don't have that much more to say to it. Bring it back, please. Lionhead, if you're out there, if you're listening, you're not. Please, please bring it back and sponsor us, because we need money. Just kidding. You don't have to do that. I just want your games back.
But we do need money because the YouTube adpocalypse is destroying all YouTubers. I mean, I really can't say anything because we're not really affected by it, because I think it's like you need to have 1,000 subs and 10,000 views, I believe, before you can actually start earning money. Like, technically, we are earning money on this, but we're not earning money on this because of, everything else. So, hey out there, viewers, help us get to 1,000 subs. That'd be, I'd do something crazy if we got to 1,000 subs. I don't even know. I'd walk into a cage of wolves. I know a place where I can do that. I'd go frolic with wolves.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Get us to that 1,000 sub mark on SoundCloud, on YouTube, on wherever we throw this up. And Noah will walk into a pack of wolves. But really quick, if we can just take a moment. Speaking of SoundCloud, shout out to our friend Johnny. Thank you so much for getting us set up on there.
Thanks, baby.
It was a great, amazing thing that you did. And for those listeners who are on YouTube, you can find us on SoundCloud at bit.by.bit.pod. On SoundCloud, a little bit confusing. If you just look up Bit by Bit Pod, you'll probably find us. We'll link it in the YouTube. And for those of you listening on SoundCloud, we also put this up on YouTube at Orange Beanie Guy, which is my friend Noah here.
Orange Beanie Guy.
Which is his wonderful YouTube channel where we're likely going to start putting up more Let's Plays, start putting up more streams, a lot of stuff like that. So look for those things coming in the future.
This channel is going to get a lot of rebranding in the future. There's a lot of stuff that's in the works right now that I don't even think Mitchell knows about. But it's gonna be changing definitely. But like Mitchell was saying, this podcast we're shooting to have it come out twice a week. This is the first week we're doing it, so it's been coming out later. We're hopefully gonna have them already recorded and coming out hopefully around, let's say, 2 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays for both SoundCloud and YouTube. Also, we're bringing in Let's Plays. I don't know what y'all or how often y'all would like to see that. We're just going to kind of have our own fun, play the games we enjoy.
Yeah.
And then maybe every other weekend or every weekend, we don't know. Actually, tonight, we're going to be streaming on Twitch. We're going to be playing a little bit of Binding of Isaac. And this is just, we love that game. So if you want to come find us on there, I don't know exactly what... which we're going to be using, if we're going to be using yours or mine. But I'll link it down in the description below. So if you want to go check us out on Twitch or SoundCloud or anything else like that, if you want to follow Orange Beanie Guy on social media, all that stuff will be in the description below. But we've talked a lot tonight. I think this would honestly be a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And save up some of the little bit tidbits for the next podcast, which will be coming out next Tuesday. Be ready for that.
Hey, it'll be exciting. Any final thoughts before we break for the night?
No. I'm pretty good.
I think we're good. So, quick recap. Gamers of the world, unite, please, and bring us back. Sly Cooper, F-Zero, Animal Crossing, Black and White, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and a lot of the things we didn't get to. Some Spyro, Digimon World, great game. Dragon Warrior Monsters, a game that my roommate and I binge played through the year on emulators. And the good old Soul Calibur, one of the greatest.
Mitchell, emulators? What do you mean?
Emulators.
You stole from Is it Namco? It's not Namco. Enix? Onyx?
Square Enix.
You stole from them? How dare you? I'll fucking kill you, I swear to God. Alright, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Oh shit, it didn't stop. No, stop!